Well, at the time of the storm, I was what's termed a utility carrier. I carried 5 different routes on the regular carrier's day off, and 2.5 of those routes were annihilated by the tornado. Okay. I'm Catherine Siefert. I'm a letter carrier for the U.S. Postal Service in Joplin, Missouri. At the time of the storm, I was out of the 64804 office at 32nd and Main, and now we're all consolidated into one office at 1st and Main, 64801. I know that I'm not alone, but all of us, we were emotionally impacted. We knew these people, not personally, some of them we did, not all, but we cared about our people. And I would have to, since I lived in the 04 area and we were working out of 01, I would have to drive through it 4 times a day, once to get to work, once to go to my route, once to come back to the office, and then once home. And it was worse in the morning. You cried. I mean, you just couldn't help yourself. It was extremely traumatic. And I remember the first time I carried my Saturday route after the storm, there's certain people you become attached to, so I drove up to their house just to see if they were okay. Well, the house didn't even look the same. It was right there on 23rd and Pitcher. And I was just crying and crying and crying, and my supervisor came up to see if I was okay and if I could carry more and get me back on track. And I'm not the only one. They supported us all that way, but we all were emotionally affected. They brought in supervisors and postmasters from all over to help with the confusion and to help hand out mail to the people that were coming calling for their mail. People stand and they wait for their bills, they wait for their letters and their cards and their magazines and that consistency. And so we tried our best to do that, and I think we did a very good job. The rebuilding, now comes the part of getting routes, us personally, to get routes back. And they're starting to get houses, and we're getting some of the delivery points back, but it'll take years. It'll take 5-6 years, and eventually they'll start growing, and we'll be gaining some of those 7 routes that we lost again. And I think once they get settled into their home and the rebuilding on the lots that they had previously, then I think a lot of the trauma and a lot of the peace will come back to their lives. We're going to look new when it's over. I mean, if you take a look at what's coming up now, some of my routes that were starting to look dated, they're looking, and not only new, but there is so much Joplin pride, and we're a closer knit community now. I mean, we've all got that in common, so yeah, we care.